Hello friends, good morning. Myself Sonali Ananta Hivrade and I welcome you all to the video series of Difference Equation 2, and this is our lecture number 11. In the previous lecture we have seen some theorems and examples with the finite Fourier analysis, and today we will see some theorems based on the eigenvalues and eigenfunctions. So let's start with the lecture number 11. So first is our theorem, that is, if the SLBVP L of y of t plus lambda r of t into y of t equals to 0, py equals to 0 and qy equals to 0 is self adjoint. ही SLBVP आपल्याला जर का सेल्फ एडजॉइंट दिलेली असेल, देन ऑल आयगन व्हॅल्यूज आर रियल. तर त्याच्या सर्व आयगन व्हॅल्यूज विल बी रियल. अँड इफ लॅम्बडा एम and lambda n are distinct eigenvalues, then the corresponding eigenfunctions ym of t and yn of t are orthogonal. आणि दिलेलं आहे की लॅम्बडा एम आणि लॅम्बडा एन हे दोन आयगनव्हॅल्यूज जर का डिस्टिंक्ट असतील तर त्यांचे करस्पॉन्डिंग आयगन फंक्शन्स दॅट विल बी वाय एम ऑफ टी अँड वाय एन ऑफ टी हे ऑर्थोगोनल असतील. हे दोन काय असतील? ऑर्थोगोनल विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द वेट फंक्शन आर ऑफ टी. वेट फंक्शन आपण आत्ताच पाहिलेलं आहे. देन मोरओवर आयगन व्हॅल्यूज आर सिम्पल. सो या दोन करस्पॉन्डिंग आयगन फंक्शन्सच्या आयगन व्हॅल्यूज लॅम्बडा एम आणि लॅम्बडा एन या दोन्ही व्हॅल्यूज आर सिम्पल. या दोन व्हॅल्यूज सिम्पल असतील हे पण आपल्याला प्रूव्ह करायचं आहे. सो आपल्याजवळ काय आहे? आपल्याला दिलेलं आहे लेट लॅम्बडा एन वाय एन ऑफ टी and lambda n y m of t be the eigenpairs for the given SLBVP. सो आपल्याला प्रूव्ह करायचं होतं की लॅम्बडा एम लॅम्बडा एन हे आयगन व्हॅल्यूज डिस्टिंक्ट जर का असल्या तर त्यांच्या करस्पॉन्डिंग आयगन फंक्शन्स लॅम्बडा एम ऑफ टी अँड वाय एन ऑफ टी वाय एम ऑफ टी अँड वाय एन ऑफ टी विल बी ऑर्थोगोनल. सो आपल्याला माहिती आहे की लॅम्बडा एम आणि लॅम्बडा एन या दोन आयगन व्हॅल्यूज आहेत आणि त्यांच्या करस्पॉन्डिंग आयगन फंक्शन्स आहेत वाय एम ऑफ टी अँड वाय एन ऑफ टी. सो या पेअर्सला आपण आयगन पेअर्स म्हणतो. दॅट इज आयगन व्हॅल्यू अँड द आयगन फंक्शन मेक टुगेदर अ आयगन pair for the given SLBVP. So therefore we will operate L on the eigenfunction, that is yn of t. So Lyn of t equals to minus of lambda n r of t into yn of t, and L of ym of t equals to minus of lambda m r of t into ym of t. So we have L operated on both of the functions. Now also since given SLBVP is self adjoint, आपल्याला SLBVP जी दिलेली होती ती self adjoint होती. So therefore since given SLBVP is self adjoint, inner product of L yn ym equals to yn L ym. आपण आदल्या व्हिडिओमध्ये पाहिलं आहे इनर प्रोडक्ट हे सेम असतात जेव्हा एल हा ऑपरेट होतो वाय आणि झेड वरती. त्याच्याच हिशोबाने आपण नेक्स्ट स्टेप लिहिली आहे, दॅट इज एल वाय एन इज रिटन ॲज मायनस लॅम्बडा एन इंटू आर ऑफ टी वाय एन ऑफ टी. सी यू कॅन गिव these equation as 1 and 2, then we will give this as a and b. Okay, so then Lyn is written as this and Lym is written as this. So by solving we get minus lambda n into inner product of r of t, yn of t and ym of t equals to minus of lambda m conjugate and inner product of yn of t, r of t and ym of t. Therefore, it implies lambda n summation of t from a plus 1 to b plus 1, r of t, yn of t and ym of t as conjugate. We have seen in the previous videos, if the inner product of two values, we get it the second as the conjugate because it is from the complex. Therefore, lambda m conjugate summation from t equals to a plus 1 to b plus 1 yn of t and conjugate of r of t into ym of t. It will imply as lambda n into inner product of yn ym with respect to this weight function r. Here r is the weight function. What is r? It is the weight function. So equals to lambda m equals to lambda m conjugate into inner product of yn and ym with respect to weight function r. Therefore, it implies lambda n minus lambda m to the conjugate into yn ym with respect to r equals to 0. So, we have taken lambda n minus of lambda m to conjugate and this yn ym with respect to r equals to 0. Now, let if n equals to m, we have supposed n equals to m, then we get lambda n minus lambda n conjugate inner product of yn with respect to weight function r equals to 0. We have considered n equals to m. So, in the place of m, we have taken n. Therefore, lambda n minus conjugate of lambda n equals to 0. And therefore, lambda n equals to conjugate of lambda n. And we know if we get this, we will get lambda n is a real value. So, now consider if lambda m not equals to lambda n, then lambda n not equals to conjugate of lambda m. Therefore, it implies yn and ym with respect to weight function r is equals to 0. And that is our required thing, that is yn of t and ym of t are orthogonal. They are orthogonal with respect to the weight function r of t. And next thing we have to prove is the eigenvalues is simple. That were the lambda m and lambda n are simple. So let lambda 0 be any eigenvalue of given SLBVP and y0 of t and z0 of t be two eigenfunctions corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 0. So we have considered that lambda 0 be any eigenvalue of given SLBVP. That is, with lambda m and lambda n, we have considered lambda 0 is also the eigenvalue and y0 of t and z0 of t be the eigenfunctions corresponding to the lambda 0. There are two corresponding eigenfunctions for lambda 0. Therefore, L of y0 of t plus lambda 0 r of t y0 of t equals to 0. In the place of ym of t and yn of t, we have kept y0 of t. So, therefore, we have py0 equals to alpha of y0 of a plus beta of delta of y0 of a equals to 0, and also q of y0 equals to gamma of y0 into b of b plus 1 plus delta of capital delta of y0 of b plus 1 equals to 0, and L of z0 of t plus lambda 0 r of t into z0 of t equals to 0. Here we know that y0 of t and z0 of t are the two eigen functions. So for this y0 of t we have the SLBVP like this, and for Z0 of t we have it like this, and both the conditions are for Y0 and Z0. Now next is eliminating alpha and beta from Py0 equals to 0 equals to Pz0. We get determinant of Y0 of A, delta Y0 of A, Z0 of A and delta Z0 of A. And we know this determinant is equals to the Casortian of Y0 of A and Z0 of A equals to 0. So this Casortian is 0. That means these functions are not Li, because we have seen the definition of the Casortian, and there we can tell that if the Casortian is non-zero, then the functions are, or the solutions are Li. So here Casortian is equals to 0. This is equal to 0. Therefore the functions are not Li, and therefore there is only one eigenfunction. There is only one eigenfunction, which is Li, corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 0. And since lambda 0 is arbitrary and eigenvalue of given SLBVP is simple, since lambda 0 is Li and corresponding function is only 1, that is we have taken that Y0 of A and Z0 of A will be the function. So this is wrong. There only one eigenfunction, which is Li, and will be corresponding to eigenvalue lambda 0, and therefore the eigenvalue of given SLBVP is simple. So hence prove the theorem. Now next we will see one example. So the question is, show that the eigenfunctions corresponding to the distinct eigenvalues are orthogonal. So आपल्याकडे दिलेलं आहे की show that the eigenfunctions corresponding to distant eigenvalues are orthogonal. आपल्याला प्रूव्ह करायचं आहे की डिस्टिंक्ट आयगनव्हॅल्यूजला करस्पॉन्डिंग जे आयगनफंक्शन्स राहतात ते ऑर्थोगोनल राहतात, आणि आपल्याकडे इक्वेशन दिलेलं आहे डेल्टा स्क्वेअर वाय ऑफ टी मायनस 1 प्लस लॅमडा ऑफ वाय ऑफ टी इक्वल्स टू 0. नाव y of 0 equals to 0 and y of 4 equals to 0 are the given conditions. Now let's start the solution. The given pairs of given the eigenpairs of given SLBVP are 2 minus under root 2 sine pi by 4 by t. Second one is the 2 and sine pi by 2t. Third one is 2 plus under root 2 sine of 3 pi by 4 t. You know this equation we have seen in the first unit, and we have taken the equation to this equation we have seen in the first unit, and we have calculated its eigenpairs, so you can see it over there. And now we'll directly write it as the eigenpairs of the given SLBVP are. So 2 minus under root 2 and sine pi by 4t is the first eigenpair. Second one is the 2 sine pi by 2t. Third one is 2 plus under root 2 sine 3 pi by 4 of t. So that is y1 of t equals to sine pi by 4t, y2 of t equals to sine pi by 2t, and y3 of t will be sine 3 pi by 4t are the eigenfunction corresponding to 3 distinct eigenvalues. आपल्याकडे इथे दिलेलं आहे eigenvalues आणि या झाल्या याच्या eigenfunctions. So these three will be the eigenfunction corresponding to 3 distinct eigenvalues, and the eigenvalues will be lambda 1 2 minus under root 2, lambda 2 will be 2, and lambda 3 will be 2 plus under root 2 respectively. Now for proving the distinct eigenvalues, for proving the eigenfunctions orthogonal, we will have to consider the inner product space of them. So y1 of y1 and y2 inner product will be given as the summation of t from a plus 1 to b plus 1 y1 of t and y2 of t conjugate. This is because we are tackling with the complex functions. So that is equals to summation from t equals to 1 to 3 sine of pi by 4t into sine of pi by 2t. That is equals to summation from 1 to 3 sine pi by 4t into sine pi by 2t. So we will put the values from 1 to 3, and that will be sine pi by 4 into sine pi by 2 plus sine pi by 2 into sine pi plus sine 3 pi by 4 into sine 3 pi by 2. So here see sine pi by 4 into 1. This will give us sine pi by 4. Then the next one sine pi by 2 t. In the place of t we will put 1. So pi by 2 and 1. So we will get as sine pi by 2. In the next term we will put 2 in the place of t. So it will give us sine pi by 4 into 2. So this will cancel and we will get sine pi by 2. And similarly we will get these values. So what is sine pi by 4? It is 1 by root 2 into sine pi by 2 1 plus sine pi by 2 1 into sine pi, that is 0, plus sine 3 pi by 4, that is 1 by root 2, into sine 3 pi by 2, that is minus 1. So we will get as 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, that is equals to 0. Therefore y1 of t and y2 of t are orthogonal to each other because we get the inner product as equals to 0. Now similarly we have taken the y1 and y2. Now we will take y1 and y3, and by solving this we will get as y1 and y3 inner product is 0. Now same y1 and y3 equals to 0, therefore y1 of t and y3 of t are orthogonal with each other. Now similarly we will take the third one, that is inner product of y2 and y3. That is equals to summation over t from 1 to 3 sine pi by 2t into sine 3 pi by 4 into t. And by solving this we will get 1 by root 2 minus 1 by root 2, that is equals to 0. So inner product of y2 and y3 will be 0. Therefore y2 and y3 of t are orthogonal to each other. And we have seen that y1 of inner product of y1 and y2, this is first. Inner product of y1 and y3, this is second. And the inner product of y2 and y3, this is third. All three are orthogonal with each other, and that is our required solution. So hence we have proved the theorem. Now next we will see the example. So the question is, find the necessary and sufficient condition on f for the boundary value problem given. So the given boundary value problem is delta square y of t minus 1 plus 2 y of t equals to f of t. And y of 0 equals to 0 and y of 4 equals to 0 are the given condition. And we have to prove this will have a solution. So let's start with the solution. We have the eigenpairs for the SLBVP. In the previous unit we have seen the eigenpairs for this SLBVP as we have seen in the last example. So we will write the given equation and the given conditions. This is one, and these are the given condition, that is y of 0 equals to 0 and y of 4 equals to 0. Now the given eigenpairs will be 2 minus root 2 sine pi by 4t, 2 sine pi by 2t, and 2 plus under root 2 sine 3 pi by 4t. Now let y0 of t equals to sine pi by 2t be the eigenfunction of above BVP. आपण कन्सिडर केलं की y0 ऑफ t इक्वल्स टू साइन पाय बाय 2t हे आयगन फंक्शन असेल गिवन BVPचं with corresponding to eigenvalue lambda equals to 2. So this will be the y0 of t and that is the eigen function with respect to lambda equals to 2. Now given BVP has a solution if and only if f and y0 in a product will be 0. So आपल्याला प्रूफ करायचे की त्याला सोल्युशन आहे म्हणून आपण कन्सिडर करून चालू गिवन BVP ला सोल्युशन राहील इफ अँड ओनली इफ जर फंक्शन आणि y0 याला इन अ प्रोडक्ट हा 0 राहील. सो वी विल प्रूव्ह दॅट इन अ प्रोडक्ट ऑफ f ऑफ t साइन पाय बाय 2t इक्वल्स टू 0 आणि आपल्याला काय मिळते ते आपण पाहू. सो दॅट इज इक्वल्स टू summation from s equals to a plus 1 to b plus 1 f of t आणि second termचा conjugate. That implies summation from s equals to 1 to 3 f of t as it is and sin pi by 2t. Now next will be f of 1 into sin pi by 2. So we will put from 1 to 3 in the place of t. So f of 1 sin pi by 2 plus f of 2 sin pi plus f of 3 into sin 3 pi by 2 equals to 0. So next will be f of 1 minus f of 3 equals to 0 because you know sin pi is 0, sin pi by 2 will be 1 by 2. So therefore and sin 3 pi by 2 will be 1. So therefore f of 1 this into 1. So we will get as f of 1. This will be 0 and this will be f of 3. So f of 1 minus f of 3 equals to 0. This will be minus 1 and this will be 1. So now this will give us f of 1 equals to f of 3 and this is the required and necessary sufficient condition that the given BVP has a solution. Next there is also one question. We will solve this. Find the necessary and sufficient condition on f for the boundary value problem delta square y of t minus 1 plus y of t equals to f of t and this is the given condition and we have to prove that this BVP have a solution. So now solution will be we have eigenpair for the SL BVP is 1 sin pi by 3 t and 3 sin 2 pi by 3 t. Let y0 of t equals to sin pi by 3 t be the eigenfunction of above BVP corresponding to eigenvalue lambda equals to 1. So now we will consider the given BVP has a solution if and only if f and y0 will be given as the inner product equals to 0 and that implies f of t sin pi by 3t equals to 0. It implies summation over s from a plus 1 to b plus 1 f of t sin pi by 3t conjugate equals to 0. This is from the complex group. So this will give us as the sin pi by 3t conjugate. That implies summation s from a to s from 1 to 2 f of t sin pi by 3 t equals to 0 and this will give as f of 1 into sin pi by 3 plus f of 2 into sin 2 pi by 3 equals to 0. This will be the value for 1 and this will be the value for t equals to 2. So next we get f of 1 into under root 3 by 2 that is sin pi by 3 equals to under root 3 by 2 plus f of 2 into under root 3 by 2 that is sin 2 pi by 3 equals to under root 3 by 2 that is equals to 0 and f of 1 plus f of 2 equals to 0 and this is the required and sufficient condition that is necessary and sufficient condition. So hence proved and today we will stop here. Next topics will be seen in the lecture number 12. So thank you students.